can't jump when the beat gets rough. So dance while I put you in a trance. Come on, girl, I wanna rock you, baby. You can jump when the beat gets rough. It can wild with the feel. So dance while I put you in a trance. Hit up off of that thing. I say, hey, hey, hey. What you got to say? What you got to say? Jump around, jump around, jump around now. Jump off and get down. Jump around, jump around, jump around now. Yes, you can jump when the beat gets rough. Jump around, jump around, jump around now. Jump off and get down. Jump around, jump around, jump around now. Yes, you can jump when the beat gets rough.
What is up, everyone? We got sound, it seems like. I'm just gonna wait, just like yesterday, for someone to confirm that everything is alright. What's
Hi
up,
everyone.
Dino?
Fine.
How
How are
was
you?
your trip here?
It was very nice. I waited for 2 hours in a train station because my first train was late. Anyway, that's not
Is that
interesting.
is that why you miss Rayman too?
Yeah, I missed Rayman too because of that. That was a fucking shame. But I will catch up with the VODs, so
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine.
Alright, and today you're here with us for Metroid Dread.
For Metroid Dread, for Sonic Mania, and for S3K. So
3 games in a row.
yeah,
Jesus.
I won't eat.
Oh yeah, right. You're not gonna get
So-
anything to eat. Well, maybe we'll bring you something during setup or something.
If my run sucks, I have an excuse.
Yeah, like you are just too tired and
Yeah, no,
overwhelmed by
just-
everything.
I just underfed. That's all.
Underfed as well, yeah, of course.
I'm hungry. So, so we are here to. We're actually going to start Metroid Dread in a few minutes, but first we're gonna watch an interview. Is that
Yes, so today, what do we have on? Okay, this shit is falling down. What do we have on the schedule today? We have Metroid Red with
Yeah.
Para, which is already ready to go, and then two Sonic games. I think it's Sonic Mania and then
Sonic Mania and
S3,
then
so
S3K,
Sonic 3,
Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
and then Super Mario Galaxy by Martin, and finally Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. So quite a nice lineup,
yeah,
if I might say so myself.
It's gonna be exciting.
Yep. So, alright, if everybody's ready, we didn't even look at chat during that. Oh, hello.
Hello, Wiz.
Yeah,
How you doing?
we're gonna bring Dino some gaffre. Only if he behaves.
Yeah, if I behave.
Only. But yeah, so take it away and enjoy this Para's interview. See you in a minute.
Tu m'envoies les questions directement. I'm fine. So, I'm Sparatite, a 25 years old French speedrunner. I discovered speedrun a long time ago. A friend sent me a link of a certain channel called NUP112, if you know. Maybe 9 years ago now. That was one of my first contact with speedrunning. And the game was Majora's Mask, if I remember correctly. For that, I have seen a lot of YouTube video, like 88 miles per hour for the French community, and another. My oldest run on speedrun.com have now 6 years. Now, it was on TMC, but I have tried speedrunning, Super Meat Boy, any percent before that. So something like 7 years or 8 years, not for now. But I'm not a very consistent runner. I usually speedrun a game when it plays me until I get buried. 3 games, Portal Inbound, the game on PC, Celeste any percent, still on PC, and TMC any percent on GBA. Game to watch on Twitch, every roguelite game like Binding of Isaac, or motorsport game like F1 2021, and for category I will say talk show and podcast. I'm running Metroid Dread any percent. It's the 5th game of the main series of Metroid. I have just like last year, a lot of things was already fun. It was a really good game with an incredible feeling of for speedrunning. It's fast, precise, pretty permissive and fun game. The category I'm running is an NMG category, means no major glitch. To explain easily, that means any glitch that allows Samus to move entirely into the collision, and any glitch that results in Samus rotation suffering is not authorized, like shine sync, camera log, or sloped clip, but some spicy tech are still allowed. TV. Waffle. Star Wars. Base. Sub. Winter. Batman. Windows. Ferrari. With my short GDQ. Thanks. See you on the event.
And we're back.
Alright, we are back. So, Spara, faut juste que tu remettes le son du jeu. C'est la 4ème piste. peu près, ouais.
On est comment là? On n'est pas du tout à la bonne
Ça a
track,
l'air
non?
un peu freeze. Okay, I'm just gonna check all of that.
So in between, in the
Non,
meantime,
c'est bien,
so we're going to. Oh, I hear the game.
Ça me laisse le temps de ne pas montrer la fin.
So we're going to watch Metroid Dread, which is an amazing Metroidvania game, which got out pretty recently. I'd say a bit more than a year ago, maybe. I don't have the exact date in mind, but it's pretty recent. It's the latest entry in the Metroid series, and it's a damn good 2D Metroidvania. Actually, it's a very good game, both casually and in speedrun. And we're gonna see the speedy part today with Sparatite doing the NMG category, so the no major glitches. So we're gonna see the run with many things skipped, but nothing too huge in terms of skips. So there won't be any insanely broken glitch, but we'll see many glitches on the way, which are pretty cool and skip a major part of the run anyway. So yeah, it's going to be cool.
Alright, I'm back. Do we have the game sound?
We have the game sound.
Let's go. One last thing, we need to
Spara is,
open live
asking
split.
something. There are technical problems, but everything's going to be fine, I assure you. Or maybe not, who knows. So yeah, the game is very rich actually. It has many kind of glitches and instances of those glitches. And it's pretty cool to play. It feels very reactive, lots of buttons on the controller, so sometimes it's hard to just manage to press like 4 or 5 buttons at the same time to get the right direction in grapple mode and things like that. But it feels very good to play. Can we start soon, or
Yes.
are there still things to configure? It's
There's
no
just
worries.
one thing. We're gonna do that. Wow. Okay, no, that's not what I wanted to do.
So, just to feel a bit, the game was developed by Mercury's team, which is the team behind Samus Returns, which was the 3DS episode, the 2D Metroidvania for the 3DS, which was very good, actually. And Metroid Dread steals lots and lots of mechanics and ideas from Samus Returns. So, oh, okay. Poor Mike. So yeah, it feels very nice, and maybe we can start the run in a few minutes, so don't go away yet. The Gaff are actually cooking. I don't know. Maybe. Eventually. Do you remember when I won the season's race last year against PK? He sucks at the game. What? Hi PK! He's back! Yay! I didn't say any mean things while you were away. I swear.
I mean, you wouldn't do that, right?
No, I wouldn't.
Right,
Please
right,
don't
right.
clip it if you're watching the stream. So we can start. So Sparatite is actually configuring his controller. And let's go.
Everything ready? Alright, let's go.
So he's playing an easy mode, which makes the game easier in terms of combat
Reappuie.
stuff. But
Ouais, c'est bon, c'est bon.
Non, c'est
Alright.
pas-
it's not really that impactful since the actual action will be during glitches, to be honest. The game is is not that easy when you do it casually. When
Oh yeah,
you
I
fight
died like
bosses.
fucking 100,000
Yeah,
times.
it's not easy, especially the final bosses, which are pretty much a pain if you didn't explore a lot and get all of the life and upgrades you can find. But when you speedrun it, it's actually not that hard. So playing in novice or in easy mode, let's say with quotes, or in normal doesn't change much. So we're starting. So here, Spara is running with Samus and doing slides, as we can see, which is one of the basic mechanics of the game. He's breaking blocks which have colors. So here there was a red block which could be broken with missiles, and there is this color codification pretty much everywhere. So we're gonna see it much and much more during the game. And here we're learning a new mechanic, which is the counter. It was a mechanic that was already present in Samus Returns, if I'm not wrong. So you actually have some kind of visual and audio cue. There is a shining
spark,
spark,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. And a sound, a very recognizable sound, where you need to press a button. And if you do, you pretty much instantly kill the enemy and get additional drops. So here, there was a glitch that could have been done, which is the pseudo wave, but we're not doing it. So we're just taking the missile, and we're going to see Elaine, which is the first Emmy. So it's pretty much a tutorial to these robots, which are called the Emmys, and they're pretty menacing during the
Yeah,
game.
like the whole theme of Metroid Dread, a little bit kind of like Metroid Fusion is kind of fear. It's okay, you are being hunted by something, and you
You're the prey.
you can't really face it, or you need very specific condition to be able to face it. And this is the first one that's already kind of broken. The question is, what did that to hit, and why didn't it do it to the others? But I guess that's
Yeah.
some plot holes. And yeah, Spara was not supposed to go there, but he overslide.
Yeah, things happen.
Yeah, but it's not such a big deal, I think. What might it say? 30 seconds, a minute?
It's 30, yeah, I think 30, maybe 40, I believe. Lane skip, maybe more, but it's not that impactful. We're in marathon.
Yeah.
What matters is the long run.
And especially it's gonna show the pseudo wave thingy
Right
there.
now. So what he's doing right now is that he's trying to make the projectile of his shoot spawn inside the wall, because the walls have collisions outside on the border, but not inside.
Not inside, yeah.
So the idea is just to jump and at the perfect timing shoot, so that the shot spawns inside the wall and can
And
travel
then
inside the wall
Travel through.
to touch the target and break a block that it's not supposedly possible to break from this side of
Yeah.
the map. So that skips a little. This one is significantly harder than the previous one that Spara couldn't do because he overslided. But it's very finicky. It's really not that easy. So it's no surprise that Spara is struggling actually. Okay, very good, very good. Well
All right.
played. That's very nice. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the delay.
I'm not alone. Here he's going to do a boss earlier than he's supposed to do it, which is Scorpius. It's Scorpius. It should have Spara should have grabbed the charge beam before, but he didn't because he did that pseudo wave thing, and so
Yeah.
now he has to beat Scorpius without the charge beam, which is not that easy. But he's
With
playing in novice,
only
so
missiles, yeah.
in rookie mode, I believe it's called.
Yeah, and because of that, you have 30 missiles instead of 15. Because
Yeah.
I remember when I tried to learn the beginning of the route, I had only 15 missiles, and
It helps for Scorpius.
it was a little bit challenging.
Actually, it's pretty counterintuitive, but Corpius is one of the hardest boss fights in the game because
yeah?
you do it with very
Very
few
few
resources,
resources,
and
yeah.
it's very hard to aim actually because
Yeah.
he gets invisible, like as you could see, and it's the source of lots and lots of resets even for big runners because it's really a tough fight
Yeah.
to do well.
And so so this is a Metroid game. So what do you get after this boss fight? Because after each
So-
boss fight, you're going to
Yeah.
get an upgrade and so
Pretty
on.
much all the time, yeah, you get an upgrade. Here we got the
The cloak,
the
cloaking
cloak. I don't
thingy?
remember the exact name.
The
Phantom Cloak.
Something.
Phantom-
Yeah, Phantom Cloak.
Phantom Cloak, which enables Samus to actually
Turn invisible.
turn invisible.
Just
exactly.
like this
and
boss.
it enables Sparatite to go through sensor doors, which kind of scans for Samus. But if she is invisible,
They don't
those
see
doors
anything. Yeah.
can't see Samus. So that's pretty efficient for that. And it will also be useful for some few other tricks around the run, but we'll see a bit later.
Yeah.
So here now we are actually going to grab the charge beam, which we should have grabbed first, but
And so, what are those areas full of ice and with some creepy music?
it's because it's the Emmy zone. So actually, the presence of the Emmy, so the fearsome, like the frightening,
The big spooky
yeah,
robots.
exactly, the spooky robot, is contained into one zone, so that you don't
Okay.
feel overwhelmed everywhere in the area. Because otherwise, it would be maybe too stressful and too
Yeah, I guess.
too unpleasant to play. So they contained the presence of the enemy to a very specific zone, which is recognizable by the music, by the appearance, as you said.
Yeah.
It's kind of different.
The
so-
coldness.
Yeah. So here it's a map station. We could have had the full map of the area, but we don't
Ah.
care. We know the game, so we're just passing by. And here we're back in the enemy zone, and we're going to go into a place where we need to actually do this, this small jump, where we need to do a melee attack at a very specific timing to be able to grab the ledge again. It's very hard, actually. The timing is very finicky. We're gonna do the same kind of techniques later.
Yeah,
you
with
know.
for Adamscape,
Yeah,
I think.
exactly. Adamscape, which is one of the biggest breakthroughs
Yeah.
of the run. Well,
Right.
Spara just
Spara gave up.
tried, it didn't
So,
get in. That's no worry.
About those enemies, the spot they are in their respective zone is RNG, right? Or is it maybe a global timer or something? I mean, it's kind of random.
It always finds you anyway. It
Yeah.
spawns randomly, but it always goes towards you. But here we have something special. It's that we didn't see any enemy in this zone,
Mhm.
and that's because we entered by the wrong entrance. Because we
Ah.
did Corpus and we entered through not where you're
Right.
supposed to enter first. So the enemy didn't spawn. But we need now to make the enemy spawn. So we need to go through a specific door to force the trigger to make the enemy appear. Otherwise, we would be soft locked.
All right.
So Sparatite is going to do it very quickly. He grabbed the charge beam, which enables Samus to actually hold the button to charge a beam and get more powerful shot,
Yeah.
which is very useful.
And I have a tech thing related, probably the only one. If you are jumping and spinning, you can charge your
Yeah.
charge beam slightly faster.
Exactly, yeah.
Only thing I know about that game.
Well, that's already good. So
But yeah,
we're
and
doing the same path.
the same path
again.
at the beginning. Yeah.
Exactly.
And also the fact that you have this charge beam makes you able to damage bosses, because otherwise it's only missiles. I think like the P shooter most of the time doesn't do anything to bosses.
It's very. It can do damage most of the time, but it's very small. So
Yeah.
charge beam is almost always a better option. Especially not at the end of the run where mashing is more actually impactful. But
Yeah.
we'll see later. But against small enemies, you can actually charge shots, like preemptively charge shots,
Mhm.
and release it when it's actually interesting to do so. So here we're seeing some heat coming in. So we're not yet in the heat zone, like Cataris, it's called. Here we are in because we didn't say it, but the world is subdivided in 5, I guess, or maybe 6 big zones.
Well, 4 big and 2
Yeah,
little ones,
two
I guess.
smalls, yeah, and small ones. And we start in Altaya, which is kind of the tutorial zone, but it doesn't limit to that because we will come back through other entrances later, and it's not that easy.
Mhm.
But it's mostly a big tutorial sector,
Oh yeah.
plus some other things. And we're soon going to go in Cataris, which is the second zone, and it's the hot zone. We
Yeah.
have lots of very warm.
with like lava and the
Yeah.
foundry and so on.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have to do hell runs, or we can do hell runs. I don't know if Spara will actually try them. I don't think so, but we might have surprises.
I think
Um,
it does. I'm not.
Maybe we'll see. That's a surprise. So there, Spara, I didn't say, but sorry for just the blah blah. But actually, Spara triggered trying to jump here. So he needs to do a melee attack at the very precise timing, just as before. Come on, Spara, you can do it. I have faith.
I have no idea what's going on. I just know it's.
Yeah, actually, you're not supposed to be able to grab those ledges when
Yeah.
they have this form. It's meant to do. Yeah, congrats. That's very good. So Spara just got it. So yeah, you need to do.
Yeah, you enter and exit to trigger the cutscene.
Exactly, and
Yeah,
you see the enemy appear. And actually, these melee attacks are just done to shift Samus slightly
Yeah.
and get the small amount of distance you need to actually be able to grab the ledge. And it's very precise since you can't miss the timing.
Yeah, and now it's destroying this. How is it called? This brain? This something?
I don't remember.
Unit.
These are the control units, but how is it?
Core unit.
Core unit, okay.
core unit.
So these core units, when you, they are pretty much trivial bosses, but they are not the real boss because
Yeah.
they only get you to have the hyper beam.
Temporary power
Exactly.
up to be able to destroy the enemies, because the enemies are somehow made of, I don't know, like pure diamonds or something.
They're unbreakable, and so
Unbreakable.
you need that very powerful beam, which is temporary, as you stated, to break them. And Sparatite did actually a pretty risky strat by jumping over the enemy.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool, pretty well done, so congrats.
Very nice.
Very nice.
But this is only the first enemy, which is the
Yes.
easiest one.
The
You have
first of
it's the second, I guess, with
of
the
six,
broken one.
I believe. And this one is going to give us the spider magnets,
Yeah.
which is an upgrade which enables actually
Samus to grab on the magnetic parts.
yeah, on the, there are sometimes blue surfaces
Yeah.
on the walls, on the ceilings and things like that. And these surfaces, you can actually grab them and just climb if there is a wall, or even if that's on the ceiling, just like that.
Yeah.
Game design, level design, good level design. So yeah, you can also grab the ceiling to lower the platform. So the game shows you all the ways you can use your new upgrade, and that's actually a pretty cool addition. This feature, because the old 2D Metroids usually relied on the wall jumping mechanic to get higher, and there is wall jumping in there, but it's mostly they added new ways to
Yeah, and
actually use that.
I will say, having played Metroid Fusion myself, the wall jumpings are much nicer in that one.
Yeah. So
The whole moving around in Metroid Dread feels very smooth.
it's very smooth. The game is very, very pleasant to play and feels very reactive, as I said in the intro. It's a real pleasure to play. So here we are going into Cacharis once and for all.
The foundry world, all over.
Yeah, or something like that. the fire world. Let's call it the fire temple. So
fire
you got we got everything we needed in Artaria.
Did
for
we?
now.
Yeah,
No.
because so you have two ways to switch between areas, I guess. Either you take a train or an elevator, or you can take a teleporter.
Yeah. There are portals pretty much everywhere that work by as pairs, and they teleport you between areas. So we are not going to use all of them by any means. Like many of them are
Oh, yeah?
pretty much useless. Yeah,
Okay.
there are lots of them which are not very useful for the routing in speedrun, but we're going to use quite some of them.
Okay.
So we'll see when the time comes. But for now, we're landing in Cacharis, which is the lava zone, the fire temple, call it whatever you want. But you see a door to the right, but you don't need to go to the right.
You
need
can
to
go
go
to
to
the
the
left.
left.
Psych.
Yeah, that's the way the game shows you. Hey, you need to look a bit further than just opening doors.
Yeah.
So here we're going to see the last cutscene where we see Aiden
Oh,
talking.
it's the last one already?
It's the last one, because after that we're going to do Aiden skip, which is a very, very hard trick.
Yeah.
So I hope Spara is going to do it pretty quickly, but first try would be awesome. We can see Spara praying right now.
Bless
like,
RNG.
Bless RNG.
Wait.
So
Can we still say bless RNG on Twitch, or is it a banned word?
I don't know.
We'll figure it out. Doesn't really matter.
So yeah, here we are actually opening heat conducts or
Yeah.
things like that allows the lava to flow inside conduits, and it opens doors. It already was the case in Artaria, but we didn't have the time to talk about it. And these are some kind of scenario doors. You don't need an upgrade to open them. You just need to go to somewhere the
Yeah.
developers wanted you to go. So
Can-
that's
Kind of forces you to explore a bit, and also makes everything look like kind of a maze.
Yeah. It makes sense when you first do the game, but it can get a bit frustrating in speedrun because it doesn't feel like there is anything you can do about these doors. So
Yeah, you're not really doing anything. You're just going from A
Yeah,
to B,
exactly.
from B to B to C.
So yeah, it's not always the best. So here we see the first L run. So Spara is just breaking a block.
So why is it a hell run?
Safety strat.
So he's actually it's because it's a room filled with extreme heat. So he's taking damage on the top left.
All right.
While he's inside. You can get a suit later in the game, the Varia suit, which protects you against heat, but we don't have it yet, and we're not supposed to go through here. So Spara here just broke a block and got some life back just to be sure. and it all enables him to skip quite
A bit of moving around, yeah.
quite a nice chunk actually of the zone. So that's pretty cool, and that's well done. He still has.
Well, we were talking about it. Sometimes enemies are just not in the spot you want them to be.
Yeah, it's random, so sometimes it's just hard.
They can ambush you like the ghost in Pac-Man, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh shit.
That's why I look at my minimap.
So here we climb back. Here we're going to open more lava conduits, so to open more doors. So yeah, it's not
So
the
far,
best
so
part of the
good.
run, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So we're going to have quite a few new items after that, but for now we're just running around. So let's just sit back and enjoy, because after that,
A bunch
Spara
is
will-
gonna happen.
yeah, especially a dam skip, which is
Something you will have to explain.
yeah.
I can explain it. I can say it's gonna do a bunch of jumps that are very
Actually,
difficult, but
It's pretty similar to the kind of melee attacks that
Yeah,
were
in midair.
done in the past, but it's even more precise since
it's much higher and you need to do
Yeah,
several in a row.
the higher the point you need to reach is much higher, and the slope, the reverse slope
Is much
on the
steeper.
ceiling is it's kind of steeper. It's 2 tiles instead of 1, I believe, if I remember correctly. So it's really hard
Yeah.
to pull. Even the top runners are like, whew, they're happy when they do it first try.
Yeah,
so
it's always a big choke point or
Yeah,
reset point, I guess.
it's better now, but because the top runners have been running the game for so long, and
Yeah.
this was discovered quite some time ago.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's one of the recent, let's say, developments of the game, but it's not that much recent. There are more recent things. So top runners are starting to get used to this, and they have been doing for quite some time now. So
Yeah.
you need to wall jump and just have the good timing on the melee attack against the slope, so that you fall back at a very specific time, and you can wall jump and just get the very
The
exact
tiny bit of height
amount
you
of
need.
height. Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't this remind you of another jump that's very precise and requires 2 inputs that are frame perfect in
No,
another game
I
that
don't
you and I might have run at some point?
No, not at all. I
No.
don't see.
That's actually funny because me neither.
No, I don't see what you could be talking about,
Don't-
actually.
I
so-
have no idea.
Okay, Spara, let's go. It's
You
very
know-
close every time.
Yeah, at least it feels like it. Like the idea is to grab just the first few pixels of
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
magnetic
Oh, that was so
area.
close. But yeah,
You-
it's
do you-
very precise.
Do you know what I really like about that game? Even though it's kind of recent, like it got released in 2021.
Yeah, I guess it's 1 year ago. Yeah.
It still uses like blocks as unit of distance.
Well played.
Nice one, Spara.
It wasn't that long actually, so it's okay. We have a run.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's
So excuse me, I interrupted
yeah.
you.
Like I really like that. Even if it's a recent game, it still uses blocks as a single unit of
Yeah.
measure. Because
That's a clever way of actually handling level design, I believe,
yeah,
because it enabled them to have some kind of patterns that they can repeat through rooms.
yeah, and
They-
I mean it's I don't know. It makes everything much simpler than just having
Yeah.
like I don't know like pixels or meters or something.
exactly.
Like it's
One of the big challenges when you do a 3D game like that behaves like a 2D platform game is
Mhm.
readability,
yeah.
because you need to make everything fancy and good looking, but you need to keep the game clear
And simple so
and
that
yeah.
you know what you are doing.
so that you understand what is a platform, what is a wall you can grab
Mhm.
on, and everything like that. And I think Mercury's team did an awesome job, an amazing job on this game regarding this, because it's very hard.
Ooh, okay.
It's a very big challenge, and they did it perfectly. So what actually Sparatite did is that doing this jump, he skipped one cutscene of Adam,
Yeah.
and the game works with flags, so it expects you to do Adam cutscenes
In the right
in
order.
sequence. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And if you miss this one, there will be no other Adam cutscene in the game, because the game waits for you to actually see this one, this
Yeah, it's
cutscene
like-
that we skipped.
It's like, okay, you've seen Adam number 4, so we're gonna preload Adam
Yeah.
number 5 maybe, but they're not gonna expect any of all the other one, which is kind of weird, I want to say. Like, but I mean, it's a good thing for us in
That's a
that
way
case. But
to handle the story flags and everything.
Yeah.
But, it can be understood, but yeah, it's pretty convenient for us, so we're not gonna complain. Since Adam is just only talking, so it
Mhm.
was just mashing to skip text. So it wasn't a very interesting part of the run. And so when this was discovered, it was like maybe not the holy grail, but it was a very good thing.
It was a
actually.
good thing,
It was
yeah.
very nice. So here we are. We're done with categories for now. Once again, we're going to die run very quickly, which is
run?
the third zone. We're going through subway
run.
this time, so that's pretty cool. That's a change from usual elevators.
yeah,
That's a good way to.
and this one is never on strike
Yeah, exactly. And not
That-
late.
and never late.
So that's a pretty
Always
good
waiting
point.
for you.
And so yeah, we're landing in Dairon, which is the let's
Forest
say the,
part maybe.
no, it's the technological zone.
really?
It's kind of a tech lab or something like
Mm.
that, and it's off at first. The lights are off in many parts of the lab, so you need to turn them on in some places. So we're gonna see that very quickly. It's a pretty. Actually, it's one of the least interesting zones, in my opinion, because
Oh, yeah.
it feels bland. I mean, it's just one more technological interior zone, so it's not that. It doesn't have that much personality, I think.
Yeah,
But it's still enjoyable to play. But it's one of those that you don't remember. You
That
don't have
much.
a very good memory of it.
yeah. I do remember of that zone because in the background you can see robots moving and that's it.
Yeah.
Mainly like.
So here we're seeing a recharge station, which
Oh yeah.
Spara is pretty much never going to take. Maybe
Okay.
at 1 or 2
Oh,
points
yeah.
if it feels that risk, but usually, especially in rookie mode, we probably won't need it. So here Sparatite is actually turning on the power to bring back the lights and the systems in the lab. We're going to do this one more time later because it only turn on the systems for one part of the lab, not
So-
everything.
So easy. You just find a switch and you flick it.
Yeah,
and
exactly. But the switch is has the shape of the
Yeah, which is
of
very
Samus
very
cannon.
convenient, right?
Yeah, that's very weird actually. And we're grabbing an item here, which is the wide beam.
Wide beam.
What is the point of the wide beam? What
Well,
the
it's
fuck?
wider,
Yeah,
so it's better,
that's pretty much the
right?
idea.
Right?
So yeah, you can see a door below that we're just going to take,
Yeah.
and you see that it has 3 hit points on it. So you need to hit
All three.
three at the same time. So you couldn't do it with a regular beam. So you need that white beam which shoots 3 beams
Ooh.
at once. And that's a fall that was
Pretty unfortunate.
unfortunate, yeah. And
But it's
pretty-
okay.
But yeah, nice recovery. We're back on track, and we're going to go
Meet another enemy again. Like we are.
Yeah.
Something I noticed when I play that game is you don't really like meet an enemy or an enemy and kill it and then the next one. You meet a bunch of them and you're gonna eventually overcome all of them. But at the beginning, like we've only defeated one, and that we've already triggered 2 others, like the green and the yellow one. And I remember questioning, okay, which is the one that I'm going to beat next, and
Yeah.
where am I supposed to go? Because I felt like I had 3 or 4 side quests at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit,
I know.
where
Oh.
am I supposed to go?
Also, one more question: where is the fucking morph ball?
Yeah, like it comes in so late in the game.
That's a very specific part for Metroid Dread, and that's probably because they had the slide option, which
Yeah.
allows you to
Allows you to
actually
go
go
in a-
into tight spaces, but it doesn't gives free movement inside the spaces. So it was a clever addition. So it enabled the developers to put the morph ball later. And it gave something unique to the game because the morph ball is usually the first or second upgrade
Yeah.
you get in.
I mean,
like-
it's the iconic.
yeah, it's so
Metroid
iconic.
thing.
It's like the first or the second upgrade you'll get in every Metroid game, and so that was a very cool twist on the formula, I
Yeah.
think. So we're back on Cataris through the same subway because we had the white beam.
And
the
it's
white
still not
beam-
on strike.
Yeah, exactly. So we got with this white beam we can open new doors in Cataris, which is very, very actually useful because we need to get into places and get some very specific item, which we were just talking about.
The
Oh.
morph ball.
What a good transition.
So 26 minutes into a speedrun. So I
Yeah.
think when I played it was like 2 or 3 hours in.
Yeah.
I was very slow playing that game. I was dying
There's
all
no
the time.
shame. There's no shame in going slow. Just take your time to do the game and enjoy it because it's a very good game. So we get this
Omega Cannon
Omega
again.
Cannon. I said Hyper Beam earlier,
Yeah.
but it's not that. It's Omega Cannon. And we get it again, so we can destroy this enemy, the green enemy, which is pretty... It's pretty easy since it's coming through that space every time, so it's not one of the hardest ones, to be honest.
Alright, let's go.
And
Second enemy down.
casually, I'd say that the yellow one is one of the most...
The yellow one is awful because well, we didn't really see it because Para skips the cutscene, but the yellow one goes very fast.
Yeah,
And
every enemy has an ability that reflects the item it's going to give. Well, the green doesn't have anything
Yeah,
specific since it's giving the morph ball. But for instance, the
yellow one goes fast.
goes very fast and gives you the speed booster to
Yeah.
go very fast.
The blue one freezes you.
and it has the ice missiles, things like that.
The
So
purple one can target you through walls.
yeah, and it's the wave beam, so it makes sense. I
And
mean,
the red one, well, we'll talk about the red one
yeah,
later.
it's too far away, so. So here we have the morph ball. So as you can see, we can manage to actually move into tight spaces a bit more easily, but we still slide sometimes
Because it's faster.
because it's faster, as you're saying. But here, for instance, we couldn't get into this
Yeah.
mouth without the morph ball because you can't slide at a specific height. It was not at the level of the ground, so you couldn't slide in. You need to jump as a morph ball inside to get in. So we are instantly taking the teleporter,
Now we're
which
taking
are
the
going back to
teleporter.
Artaria, the first zone, and we're going to get the Varia suit.
Yeah, with some twist.
Yeah, it's going to get a bit hot in there.
A bit hot, exactly.
So sometimes not everything goes as planned. I guess Spara knows it.
Also, those load times are going to be little long because Para is playing on physical version. Apparently, the digital version says like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I believe
loads.
over the course of the run, it's a matter of minutes. So it's
Which is insane, like 5
really,
minutes.
really impactful. But that's the way it is. I mean, a digital copy is inside the console, so it loads faster. That's the way it is. So unless we have a good way to remove the load times from the timer,
Yeah, like a
we have to
load less or
force the
something.
runners to use the most optimal version. It has always been this way, sadly. It's not that good for accessibility, but that's the way it is. Sometimes you have to make compromises to
Yeah.
have some kind of coherent leaderboard. So there we go. We are actually getting inside a zone where we couldn't go because we didn't have the morph ball. How convenient. We got it. So we can climb and get in the upper part of Artaria, where we are going to get the Varia suit. But there's
So what does the Varia suit do?
it actually protects you from the heat and gives you a bit more defense.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you're taking less damage from every damage source.
And there we can see that Spara broke everything.
Yes, as usual, Spara breaks everything. We need to break the block first. So
With
it's-
the music getting a little bit crazy because of course you might die, right? Like
Yeah,
you have to escape.
you might die if you actually stand in the fire for 2 minutes. Yeah, it's more of a cinematic
Yeah,
thing
experience.
than an actual
Natural
really
fight.
danger. But
And Varia suit.
it works. So we get the Varia suit. So we are now immune to the heat, so we can actually
Are we
go and-
completely immune to the heat? What if you
Yeah.
take a bath in
No,
lava right
we're
now?
not. We're immune to the ambient heat.
Yeah.
So in warm rooms like this one, we can go and not take
'Cause
continuous damage.
Because there was a missile into the lava.
Yeah, but you would take damage if you go there.
Yeah, that's what I did when I played. I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm grabbing those now.
Yeah, and the thing is, those heat damage that we know don't feel are exponential. So
Mm.
when you first get inside, you get like 1 damage, 2 damage, 4 damage, 8 damage, 16 damage, something like that. It's not the exact formula, but you get the idea. The more you stay, the more damage you take, so you can't just cheese the game too easily. And that's why the heat run Spara
The
did
hell run
earlier,
was dangerous.
was very dangerous, so that's why he played the safe strat and got some health back to be sure not to die. Because it can seem like, oh, okay, he got out with 100 HP, that's okay. But if he stayed for 2 more ticks, he would have most likely died. So that's not really... That's more dangerous than it seems. And here we are taking back the teleporter to Kataris, because now that we have the Varia suit, we need to go to... okay, everything is settled? There was some technical...
Everything is good, I think.
So we are back in Kataris because there was a heat zone, this one, which was leading to a boss, which is very cool, and a reference to previous Metroid games. And without the Varia suit, we couldn't go there simply.
Yeah, just no time and not enough health to just cheese it.
Yeah. So this boss is Kraid.
I hate those enemies that
These
go
enemies, they're
like just annoying.
and
Yeah,
we can see the shining spark when they're spitting fire, but they're pretty slow to actually spit fire, and that's the same for these idols. You need to counter them when you see the shining light. And
so Kraid, who is that fella?
that's him. A very nice guy, a very friendly, very everything you can call it.
I mean, technically he's in jail and we just come in and we start trying to kill it. Maybe we're the baddies.
Maybe, who knows? Maybe things are more complex than it seems sometimes. So here we can just spam the missiles in his mouth, and we can pretty much tank the damage since we're in rookie mode, so we don't fear too much since Kraid constantly drops things. So here we could technically do a very hard trick, which is an infinite wall jump to the left, but Spara is not going to take it to do it because it's a very, very complex strat that is done only by the very, very best runners. Spara is a good runner, but not one of the very, very best runners in the world, so we're not doing stupidly hard strats.
Yeah, I mean,
we're just going to
just
do
have a few seconds.
Yeah, only to save like 7 seconds maybe, but if you don't do it right away, it's just a reset, so in marathon it's not even worth it. So here Spara did a very good fight. He just grabs the elevator to the left and shoots Kraid, and it's gone. And we can get the reward for a fight because we didn't get anything so far, but we're gonna get this Chozo orb, which contains the
dispersion beam.
How is it called in English?
Diffusion beam.
Diffusion beam. Exactly. Thank you.
And what does it do?
It allows actually makes your shots go slightly through
inside
walls.
the
when they're actually it's when they explode, when they hit the surface. They have some kind of aura that hits things around, so if there is something stuck inside the wall at one tile of distance, it will hit it. So we saw just right there that there was a target inside the wall.
A blob.
A blob, something like that. That we couldn't typically hit before, but there we could.
Could we have hit him with a pseudo wave?
Pseudo wave, technically yes. If we can set up a pseudo wave there, it should be possible. But
so technically, it makes a very lame and difficult trick obsolete.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of. It makes some pseudo waves later easier because we're going to. There are some pseudo waves where you have to have a very specific angle to get. But if you hit the wrong wall, but it's close to where you want to go, the diffusion beam helps to hit anyway. So that's pretty cool.
I see.
But you can technically, I believe, skip the diffusion beam, but it's not worth it. Even the most optimal route doesn't do it, I believe. I'm not perfectly up to date on the very last one, so no, I didn't study the very, very, very last runs of the game.
Ooh, what's happening there? So some very nice jumping to get the tractor beam or something?
No, the grapple beam.
The grapple beam early.
So yeah, that's what we call the early grapple. So we got in the route, it was very convenient. We just landed at a place where we could do a skip, do some kind of precise jumps. Very well done, by the way.
Yeah,
first
that was
try, no problem.
First try, very nice.
The last one is kind of scary because if you fall, you pretty much
fall in the
lava, and that's pretty not what you want.
Pretty painful, yeah.
So there you go back through. You go through a way that you're supposed to take while going back from the
Yeah.
grapple. That's the opposite way around. So you're supposed to go to Altaria and just do something with. I don't remember exactly, but you have to use your new items. So I guess the diffusion beam somewhere, or maybe later you need to get the speed booster, or I don't remember the exact order because I watched many speedruns, but not much casual runs lately. But
So
you need
you're supposed to do something else.
yeah, you're supposed to do something else, but here you're taking the way out to actually get in and get the grapple beam in a way that's not really supposed to be done. So yeah, and that's very useful. So the grapple beam has two uses. It enables actually grappling on blue triangles like we saw right before
Yeah.
to kind of grab blocks,
Yeah,
remove blocks.
like a rope also
Yeah,
as well.
swing on open doors, a swing on a thing on the ceiling, just like that. Thank you for showing. And
And
also every surface that was
Magnetic surfaces connects with it. So.
yeah, exactly. It can be used on every magnetic surface, so that's very very cool, and that's a very powerful mechanic. And
Yeah.
they could have just settled with just making it work on specific spots.
Like in
excuse me.
Metroid Prime.
Like in pretty much every Metroid game so far,
Yeah.
where it was done. And there they added this kind of synergy with the magnetic surfaces mechanic, which is very cool because you can pretty much grab everywhere from a distance, and it enables some kind of very very cool gameplay things.
Movement and
Yeah,
routing.
good movement. Yeah, in the latest part of the run, we're gonna see some very cool movement with the grapple beam, and it's pretty hard to actually manage to get all the buttons right because you need to hold one button to activate the grapple beam, hold one button once the right analog stick to aim, while moving with the right, while pressing a button to actually trigger the grapple beam. So sometimes you have to press like 5 buttons at once to do the right thing. So it's really not that easy, but
I can't even press 2 buttons at the same time. So
yeah, it's sometimes that was some people actually disliked that part of the game controls, that the part that way where you have sometimes to do too complex things with the controller. But overall, it feels good to play, and when you get used to it, it's really insanely satisfying. So
yeah,
I guess that was the
definitely.
point. So we are in another part of the run right now.
So
We
with,
use the
with,
grapple,
with lights out.
Yeah, with the lights out once again. We use the grapple to open a slot to actually get there. And we are going to to turn on the lights once again. And we're going to grab a cool item, but I'm not going to spoil yet.
We are.
Maybe not. Actually, I've got a blank. Maybe I'm too hungry.
Too hungry. Oh yeah. We'll figure something out for you.
Yeah, I need some food.
Some gaff.
Some gaffre or some chicken. I'm not that. I'm not that.
Anything.
Yeah, anything. Just get.
Put some food in my
Yeah.
belly.
Okay, so these enemies are actually pretty nasty.
Dude, all the enemies suck in that game, really.
And as I
They're all
said,
annoying.
we got a nice item.
The bomb, yeah,
The bombs, yeah.
which is only something you can use when you're in Movable, I think.
Yeah, they're typically called movable bombs in the other
Yeah.
Metroid games, but you just call them bombs.
And so that they make you jump, and also you can use them on those, I don't know, those cannon
Pistons, things, yeah, some kind of movable cannon, yeah. I don't know.
Super slides, like in the pool, you just go.
Yeah. Here we're going to take a shortcut here, which is hidden. We could have just done a small turn, which is longer by 1 room, but we prefer to do that small shortcut and get a missile on the way, so that's pretty cool, even if that's less useful in rookie mode, since we have more missiles than in normal mode, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's faster, so why not
Yeah,
take it?
I mean, it's right there.
And here we see that we get in a slightly other ambience. We're changing the mood. We're getting in a more cavern, watery thing.
Forest kind
there.
of thing.
Yeah. So we're going into Burinia, which
Ooh.
is the water temple, if you want to call it. We're going
So
to
the
do
worst area, of course.
that's one of the best, actually, in my opinion. Spara is going to take a break, so see ya.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you know that this load is like
yeah,
a full minute or something.
the Burinia is a very big zone, and the game loads pretty much the full zone, the full area, when actually changing. So it's taking food. Good. Oh, it's so nice.
How's the bro?
The bro.
Saving Dino.
The problem is that I can't eat it, otherwise you will hear me munching, and that's really something you don't want to hear.
Well, maybe I could try to fill in for you, but you are the Metroid expert here.
No, of course, I'm the Metroid expert. No, I'm not at all, but I know Dread pretty well.
Right.
So, yeah, as you were saying, I don't think Burinia is a bad zone. I was actually fearing that when I first entered it, on my playthrough. But I felt it was a very good zone. It felt very good to play. And I love the music.
I remember the music, very atmospheric.
That's a good counter. It enables Spara to get some health back. Here we're using the grapple to for better, a smoother transition.
Smoother movement.
And we're getting down to we're going to get two very, very good movement objects, movement upgrades in a row.
Ooh.
So we're getting the first one, which is the shift booster, very quickly, which is something completely new to Metroid Dread, and that's so satisfying. That's one of the most satisfying parts of Metroid Dread movement.
You know, I almost never used it when I played. Like, I got it, and then I don't know. I never thought of really using it to go faster.
Actually, it's mandatory at a few places.
Very few places, but then it's very.
It's something you can completely forget technically, but
it's
very powerful to actually go fast. It's powerful in combat to dodge projectiles or things like that. You can see it's going super fast.
So if you play the StarCraft, it's basically a blink from the Stalkers.
Yeah, exactly. And you can chain them as much as you want. You can do
as long as you have energy, like the yellow bar.
Yeah.
And as soon as it's depleted, it takes not that long, I think.
So here we're flash shifting to get past these sensor doors, which are different from the other sensor doors we had at the beginning, where you had to turn invisible. Here it's some kind of pressure plate.
Yeah.
So if
which
you walk on it,
which is actually the things that saved us from the yellow Emmy.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
We didn't see it on the cutscene, but like Samus was cheering, and the yellow Emmy was like, "Hey, I see that guy," and zooms in, and.
So here, excuse me, Spara is doing a pseudo wave, which is a buffered setup using the pause. So he's actually turning and activating the pause and actually doing some kind of movement inside the pause menu to buffer the movement, and press start to exit the pause and instantly do the movement. It helps doing it all in one way, all in one go, while having time to actually think about your inputs and doing it properly. So it enables actually lowering the water without having to go down, which is pretty slow. And he got it very, very well. So congrats, Spara.
Nice one, yes.
So
another train.
Yeah, another train once again, and not late. No, you're not
still
going to
not
do
late.
the joke again. So yeah, it's a very cool mechanic, the pseudo wave, and that's cool that they didn't patch it because I think it would have been kind of easy to patch.
Yeah.
They would just have to give solidity inside of the walls.
But I mean, do they really want to patch all of those? Because
they really I think they had a very good mindset about speedrunning. They fixed only the things that were critical for mostly only the things that were critical for casual players that casual players could actually encounter, except maybe one or two things that were patched out in a weird way, like the invisibility glitch. But well, we won't talk about it. But overall, I think they were pretty much in a mindset of we don't patch anything as long as it doesn't break the game for regular players. So speedrunners can just discover things and use them in their runs, and that's okay, because that's what makes the salt of an actual Metroid game.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the speedrunning communities have been making the old Metroid games live for decades.
For 25 years.
Whereas nobody, I mean, not so many people are still playing it actively.
Yeah.
Apart from them, so I think it's a nice contribution to just say, hey, you're enjoying the game by breaking it, go ahead and do it.
Be my guest.
So we're here defeating the control unit as usual,
The
the
core
core
unit
unit,
again.
whatever you call it.
And now we're gonna fight the yellow enemy. The yellow enemy, if you are shooting at him, is gonna move slowly, but as soon as you stop aiming at
Yeah.
its head, it goes zooming again, and this was terrifying to me.
You must not miss a shot, otherwise
Yeah, like-
it's
like-
very, very...
You see, that's better, but if Spara begin to miss it, because you have to adapt your angle as it
Yeah.
gets closer, it's just gonna start zooming again.
Well played.
Alright,
That's cool.
very nice.
Very nice.
Fast strat, clean.
And
So
we're
we're getting the speed booster.
the speed booster,
the
which is
best
a classic.
grade.
Yeah, it's nice. It's
How does it work?
it's a very classic upgrade from Metroid games. It works by you press I guess it's the control stick,
It's
the
L-
analog stick. Yeah,
yeah, it's
left analog
L3.
stick, and you start zooming very quickly. Like you start running and getting more and more momentum until the point where you actually get the blue armor state, which is famous in Super Metroid and stuff, but it's purple in Dread. And you're rushing and
And
no,
you
actually
can break
you-
the speed boosters blocks.
yeah, you can break speed booster blocks, and while you're not, as long as
Oh
you're not,
no, the missiles.
yeah, sometimes it's,
Oh, it's okay, I guess.
as long as you don't get stopped by something, by a wall, by something blocking, you can keep going. And when you press down, you get in this purple armor state where you can then
Like
press
stall.
jump. Yeah, you can stall. You walk normally again, but you keep that purple armor for quite a few seconds. And if you press jump plus a direction while you're in this blue armor in this purple armor state, you will dash in a direction very, very quickly.
Yeah,
And that's a mechanic that
and
was
break
already
everything in your path.
yeah, that's the shine spark,
Yeah,
and that's something that was present in
pretty much
older-
every Metroid game, I think.
yeah, since Super Metroid. I think it was in every Metroid game. It was maybe earlier, but I don't think so. I never did actually Metroid 1 and 2, but I don't think
In Zero Mission.
it was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little-
but
it
Zero
was a-
Mission is later than
in the
Super
original.
Metroid.
yeah,
It's a remake of the original.
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah, it's a remake of the one, but the first one, but I'm not sure it was in the first one. I feel like it was too complex to handle for the NES, but I might be
Maybe.
overthinking this, and maybe I'm just not. Wow, Olos is
Wow.
just
He can't believe it.
okay. So here we
Where
are.
where are we now?
Where are we? We are in Ferinia, which is the
Ferinia.
topmost, maybe not the topmost, but one of the topmost zones, and pretty much the last full zone with an enemy. Maybe not. There is Anubia, but it's more anecdotic, to be honest. So here it's we are. So Ferinia is a big zone, but we are not only in a very small part of Ferinia. We won't do the full area.
Wait, who is that guy?
And we're fighting a Chozo,
What just happened?
warrior, and we are actually cheesing him by trying to get speed boosters, because we didn't say it, but shine sparks are incredibly strong in terms of damage. And you can kill this boss by just doing 2 shine sparks, which is
And you have barely enough.
insanely easy compared to doing the fight in a classical
Yeah,
manner.
I remember that guy dealing a bunch of damage. But what happened during those cutscenes that we skipped is one of the Chozo froze an enemy for us to help us, or he deactivated them or something.
I remember there was that bird, that Chozo, yeah, that
Yeah.
Chozo sage elder or something that.
Yeah, he was like,
that was
I'm
trapped.
going to help you.
Yeah, he's going to help us, and he opened the path in Burinia after killing the boss. And so we can go back to Burinia, and there will be the whole sector, the upper sector of the map, which will be opened.
And also, I
we
think
can go
he
there.
tells us who is the real bad guy, because at the very beginning of the game we didn't say it, of course, but someone's because this is the direct following of
Sequel,
the direct sequel of Fusion, in
Yeah.
which Samus got infected by the X, SAX, well the X parasite and stuff, but you lose all your powers. How do you lose all your powers in that game? You actually get knocked out by a bad guy who just unplugs all your USB sticks that are on your back or something.
Something like that, yeah. And he steals your ship, and
steals
pretty much
everything.
the whole goal of the game is getting back to your ship while grabbing upgrades, of course, because that's a Metroid game.
Of course.
But technically the goal is to go to your ship. So everything else is technically optional if you can go to your ship without those. and yeah, so we're actually just doing some kind of movement here using fast shift and speed booster because we have two of the best movement options in the game.
Yeah.
And we're going back to Burinia to go to this path that was opened by the Elder Chozo thing.
But what was the reason to go in that place to begin with, like in that planet,
I
in
don't
the lore?
remember. I think she got a distress signal or
Oh
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
oh
and
yeah, yeah. We
she
saw
was
we
trapped.
saw an X parasite.
In Fusion, we supposed we have destroyed all the X.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
someone
but
sent a
then
video.
Then we see
And say,
there's one
Yeah,
more.
the
And,
X.
The X is
So,
there.
Samus, go, go destroy it.
Yeah, Samus is like, oh, I need
Exactly.
to get
But
to take care of it. That's right, I
we
remember
see
now.
Chozo.
But it was a trap.
A long story with Chozo for Samus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is that one of the reasons of why we can interact with the environment?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
True as well.
Samus has actually. I'm gonna spoil it, maybe.
But
Ravenbeak is your father.
This is the fifth game, so we have
Sorry if you haven't done the
some
game.
Metroid gene, Chozo gene, human gene.
Yeah. So
is this Star Wars or something?
yeah, Samus is kind of an hybrid between humans and Chozo, and she has an armor that was built by the Chozo. So she can connect to every equipment that the Chozo built to some extent. And we're back in Burinia, as I said, and you will notice if you are very familiar with the game or has a sharp eye that there is a path upstairs here that is open that was closed before. So we can now go there. We'll just ignore the navigation room, we don't care. And we go up there with the grapple beam. And this enables us actually getting into Gaffrethon, which is the
last area?
the jungly area.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not the last because we are going to Elun, to Anubia, and then to, how is it called? The very final zone, the thing in the sky. I don't remember.
I don't remember at all, dude.
It's Itorash.
Itorash.
That's coming from far away. Sorry, my memory is kind of rusty. So
All good.
here, Sparat chose to. He did actually a very good
Very
pseudo
good
wave
pseudo wave beam
to
indeed, yeah.
skip a boss. We skipped completely a boss which is called Drogiga.
Which
Uh,
boss is that?
It's an underwater plant.
Oh yeah, that
It's pretty cool actually to fight. It's not that complex and it's actually interesting. It's more of a puzzle fight.
I had
than
a lot
real
of trouble with
combat
it.
fight. You need to understand how to actually
open its mouth, yeah.
It's more of a kind of a boss where
It's
you
a-
need to understand how to beat it.
It's easy boss. It's an easy boss.
Yeah, it's an easy boss. When you know how to do it, it's an easy boss. But it skips it.
Easy, super hard. Okay, okay. I guess
He
I'm
says
not a
it's easy,
gamer.
but he skipped it nonetheless. So
Yeah.
he skipped it very brilliantly, and then he preferred to beat the enemies and then do the grapple movements. Technically, you can do the grapple movements without beating the enemy in the big vertical room,
Yeah.
but it's very dangerous because if the enemy hits you, you fall
You're
back,
just gonna fall.
and
Yeah.
that's very, very unfortunate.
Very annoying.
So we are in Gaffrethon,
The jungle.
the jungle, actually, where it's
While
a
you are
pretty-
fighting Tektites and all that shit.
yeah, it's a pretty different zones from the others, and we are fighting once again a
Chozo Knight
Chozo warrior,
or
or
warrior.
whatever you call it. I don't know because there are also these stronger
Ooh,
bosses that
pretty
we're going
nice.
to fight. It's
Yeah.
it's a pretty good fight there.
Yeah. Opening with
Sparrow is
the
just
with a shine spark and then using missiles.
Sparatite is just mashing the missiles and just goes through one
One at a
speed
time.
booster to start the fight, and then just missiles, and it works well. He skipped the room by just doing a good grapple to the top, and he's going down to actually go to
So
the right
which
part.
color is that Emmy? Is that the blue?
It's the blue one.
It's the blue
we
one.
get the ice missiles in Gaffrethon. So there are these kind of flippers. This I don't know how to call it, but yeah.
Yeah.
This kind of path that blocks behind you because once you walk, it just turns and you're stuck. So you have to go forward. And there is a green door that we don't know how to open. How can we do this?
Green doors? I don't know. Oh, we got super missiles.
How can we open green doors?
I don't know. Maybe with the green beam?
Maybe.
Is
I
that
don't know.
is that a thing?
But we don't have a green beam, right?
Maybe if there's a greener enemy, we will get the uranium beam or something.
Maybe, I don't know. What?
Oh, well, it was just a
Okay.
super missile, I guess.
So yeah, the super missile opened green doors, and actually there are 2 green doors in the game, so you saw them. That's cool.
there's only 2.
No, I'm pretty much joking, but it's very, very,
Very
it's
rare.
not that much used.
Okay,
the third
3.
one, sorry. Maybe I lied a little bit, but it's a not that useful upgrade. I believe there is only 1 door that is strictly forcing speedrunners to take the super missiles,
Yeah,
or maybe
but
skip now, but I
I'm-
don't believe.
I mean, I guess they would take it nonetheless because it's better missiles.
I'm not that sure because
even sure?
I remember things about ice missiles being more powerful than the super missiles.
Oh, yeah.
So if you grab them, I believe they replace the
Yeah,
damage
they,
from maybe
they
they accumulate-
override the
I don't know if they
in-between
override or
upgrade.
if they add damage. So
Yeah.
I don't remember. I won't say bullshit there. I don't know the answer. So if you have it, you can say it in the chat. And hey, Linko, by the
Linko
way.
in the chat knows
Linko,
everything
the
about that game.
Metroid Dread expert, of course. So we are in Elon, which is a very small region, which is more there for scenaristic reasons.
For the lore, yeah, it's like
Yeah,
a
for the lore.
Chozo temple.
And
4th one?
yeah, exactly.
No,
that-
no,
that's
oh,
a-
no, yeah,
no, that's
indeed,
a plasma
that's
door.
not, that's the same. My bad.
But there are green doors, so I understand your confusion. There are lots of green doors there. I wonder what kind of item we will get there. That's
Really?
weird.
Very good question.
And we, what are we seeing? That's the X.
The X, yeah. So what are the X's? Like, is there a parasite that impersonates other enemies or biological beings?
I'm no expert. Actually, I did Metroid Fusion once, and I didn't like it that
And you
much.
hated it.
I'm sorry. I find this game to be kind of not that good. It's way too linear for a Metroid game, in my opinion. But that's only my opinion. I'm sorry if I shocked you in the chat. I don't think that's.
And we got the plasma
Never
beam.
mind. So there's the X, which is a parasite that can take the shape of other things, of other life forms. And
Is it the first time that Metroid games uses the enemies and the story of a previous Metroid game? Because I feel like in Zero Mission they don't really mention fusion, and like I don't know, in Fusion
The
they
thing
they
is-
don't really mention any previous
the thing
Metroid
is,
game.
Metroid Zero Mission is a prequel
Yeah.
technically to Fusion. So
And also boss fight again.
and the problem is that I didn't do Metroid 1 and 2, so I can't know for sure
Yeah.
if Super Metroid did references to, but I guess so. I think they kept some kind of things from the universe. And we're fighting our first Chozo, the real Chozo warrior, which is a boss that we'll see very, very often in the run, where fight like
with
4 or 5 of them.
different colors.
Yeah, different colors, different shields, whether they have shields or not, things like that, different weapons.
It was a
they always have a
very
spear.
very nice fight, just spamming the beam and
Yeah, very good
dodging.
fight. So we got the plasma beam. We didn't talk about it, but it's a very good beam that is way more powerful than just everything in the game. So you just have to mash the plasma beam, and it
Yeah.
just destroys everything in terms of damage.
Ooh,
And
nice
it
jump.
also opens green transparent doors.
Yeah,
The door
green
with the-
shielded doors,
yeah,
I guess.
Exactly. So that's useful because there are some doors like that throughout the rest of the game, and it will enable us to go to the final parts of the game because we are pretty close to the end actually.
Oh,
we still
already?
have to do quite a bunch of things, but I think Spara is way underestimated right now.
Not sure.
Like by at least 5 or 10 minutes, I think.
Is not so sure.
He's not so sure about.
Still one big skip.
No, it's easy. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it
You
easily.
know,
First try. First
you
try.
know what I mean.
I don't know yet you're talking about early space jump, but no. It's easy. First try.
I actually don't know for real
It's
myself.
a very hard trick where you
Yeah,
have to
I
do.
mean, I guess,
You have to do a pseudo wave while waiting for a
Oh,
very specific
with the,
enemy to
with,
wait.
with the enemy that turns around and stuff.
You have to wait for an enemy to do a very specific pattern to reflect somehow the shot
Yeah.
on the enemy.
I think I
And
see.
That's
In very specific timing.
yeah, it's a very specific timing, and if you miss it, the setup is just all gone, and you just have to leave and come back and redo the whole thing. So that's a pretty costly trick if you miss it. And it's very easy to miss because it's a hard trick. But Sparatite is a good runner, so
Oh yeah, so that that's some trick there.
Yeah.
You have to use a bomb underwater first so that you can do bomb and jump after that. I
yeah,
think.
exactly. That's called a WBJ, a water bomb jump. So
Okay.
you have to, as you said, you have to do a water bomb jump and morph at a specific timing, which is pretty large actually. So you trick the game into thinking you're
Oh,
not
so nice.
you're not into that you can actually jump after actually doing a bomb jump. So you do
Very
a
clean
second bomb
fight.
jump and you can jump. That's the idea. Anyway, so yeah, very clean fight.
With a shine spark and
Shine
then
Spark,
some mash.
very powerful.
And
actually-
how is he gonna kill the blue Emmy?
With the Shine Spark. No, I'm just kidding.
Shine
he's
spark
going-
is just too strong.
Yeah, he's going to do a strat very similar to the yellow Emmy, which was walking on the ceiling, and that's pretty much the same here. We're just spamming the blue Emmy.
As the game goes by, the enemies are more and more resistant to the Gatling gun.
I
It
believe.
feels like-
I'm not sure. It feels like that, but I wouldn't be sure. I can't say. That's subtle anyway. If that's the case, that's
Yeah.
not that big of a difference.
And that's it.
yeah,
Emmy
that's
is
it.
in a lateral security position, and somebody's like, "You okay, bro?
Okay, bro. So yeah, we
You
could
okay? No."
Sparatite here could have done a way more riskier strat, like waiting for the enemy outside of the door of the courtroom. But that's way more risky. That's insanely tight in terms of timing,
And
and
it's
it
only
saves
a few
like
seconds.
2 or 3 seconds, I
Yeah,
believe.
I mean,
So you can see top runners doing it, but it's even them, they are not confident when doing it.
yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm doing it. Let's hope it works.
And so we got the ice missiles.
We got the ice missiles that enables Samus to actually freeze things. So there were kind of tentacles here and there that we couldn't do shit about them, those. And now we can freeze them and just break them accordingly. And it gives us the ability to go to that subway. No joke. Okay, go. That's cool. And we can go back to Furinia through the regular entrance because we, the main entrance. It's not that we skipped something but we entered Furinia through some kind of back door, which is
Yeah.
perfectly normal in the flow of
Metroid,
the game.
yeah.
But it was just a very small space in Furinia. Here we're going through the main gate, and you can see the main gate is a main gate. It's kind of cool.
It's huge.
But yeah, it's a tough zone. We are going to face like one of the hardest zones in the game with the hardest trick, probably, almost, with Adam skip and stuff. But it's a first try as a thing, Link Orange, so Link Orange. That's very cool. The main gate.
It's the main gate, TM.
So
Oh, yeah,
there,
so-
Spara sets up with a very specific timing, a very specific position, and then he waits for a very specific timing. He's watching for the tentacles and the enemy above to actually do release his charge shot and hope that it kind of reflects the shot and with the diffusion that it hits the blob and opens the door to
First try.
That's maybe not first try, but it was the first go.
Yeah.
He didn't have to leave the room, so that's
Yeah,
insanely
because
good.
and I think if you kill the enemy, you're just screwed.
Because if you shoot too much, if you try too much, at some moment the enemy is gonna die, so you can't do it anymore.
You can
Yeah.
So you have to
you can
leave.
get back
Yeah, you can
and
leave
respawn,
and come
or
back.
you
Okay.
just use the original way.
Yeah.
Just behind, actually.
Yeah, with the door.
For Brock, you can bomb.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And it's
so
horrible.
space jump. What does space jump do?
Space jump is for jumping in space.
Thank you
You
very
can
much.
literally jump as much as you want, so you can reach space if you jump high enough.
Oh yeah.
Like you just have to mash button and just smash, and you jump.
Very
It allows
nice.
for infinite jump, actually. And it's not a trick. I mean, it's the
Yeah,
it's the feature of the item. You just jump.
except that in water you just keep the same height
Exactly. Yeah.
as
That's
long
very-
as you don't have the.
He's saying he
the
doesn't
thing.
know anything about the game, but that's actually a pretty technical point.
I
that you
played the
said.
game.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point. Yeah, there are some places in water where you can use the space jump to go very far, but you can go higher. And these spaces are usually marked with some kind of floating buoys, like
Yeah.
the small things that are
Small lights.
lighting, and so the game shows you like maybe you should try to go
Yeah.
slightly more to the right or to the left, and
With like
you
some
maybe you'll
hints.
find something. And when you get this, at first you don't understand what those are, and at some point you get it and you say, hey, okay.
Okay,
So
now I
I'm going to
know
watch
what
all
you're
of
telling
those,
me.
yeah. And when you
But-
saw other
But
buoys
you
like
know,
that-
I don't like follow
yeah, you don't like to follow the traditional path,
the right
so
path.
You don't tell me where I need to go, I tell you where I need to go.
so here we took a short path to Dairon, which is the most efficient to backtrack actually. We don't have anything to get in Dairon, but it's the central zone, so it's very useful to
Yeah.
get to Dairon, to get pretty much anywhere we want. And there we're going very quickly with the
Shine
with
Spark.
the Shine Spark, the speed booster.
I love-
We're going to take the yellow teleporter.
Dude, I love breaking yellow blocks with a Shine Spark. It feels so satisfying. It's
Yeah,
like,
it feels so good. And we're going back to Artaria through a one-way. This teleporter is a one-way
Oh, really?
teleporter because on the Artaria side you have a door that you can only open from one side.
Oh.
So you couldn't take it from Artaria to Dairon. You have to take it from Dairon to Artaria first. And it enables going pretty much anywhere we want. And we're going to the left to go to Space Jump, I believe. Not Space Jump, Screw Attack. Yeah,
Screw
exactly.
Attack, which is the best weapon in the game. more or less.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
in every Metroid game where there is Screw Attack, it's stupidly strong. Like
The-
it breaks
the new route
everything.
we get back, we get it
Way earlier.
much earlier.
Yeah.
So we destroy everything.
Yeah, because even when you get it at the end of the game in a regular gameplay, it's already
it's still
breaks.
very strong.
It pretty much one-shots every enemy in the game, but here we're gonna get it way earlier than we're supposed to get to actually get it.
Yeah, I think it's like the last upgrade every time or close
That's a
to.
very nice Spark Shine
Oh.
Spark actually. Very sweet movement there. So we're actually doing space jump, speed jumping everywhere, speed boosting everywhere, quick shift shift boosting. Is that the term? I don't remember. Anyway, we have a frost zone.
A
Flash shift, exactly.
a frost run after the hell run.
Yeah, after the L runs, we have cold zones, which are actually damaging us the same way that heat would do, but more powerful in terms of
Oh, yeah?
damage values.
Oh yeah, because we have the X. No,
Maybe I don't know, but it's just more powerful than
Because
heat.
we are Metroid,
no,
Yeah.
we in yeah
basically.
yeah it's because in fusion you get infected by the X, and the only way to get a vaccine or a serum was to
So here, just explaining. Sorry. So here we did a water bomb jump. It was very nice. We used the space jump to go to the right, and then we kind of forced the space jump to like go up the small walls to the right, and it all enables you actually gaining some height, whereas you're not supposed to gain height because you're kind of leaving water and getting inside water while kind of touching the walls. So the game is a bit lost between all of those states. And it enables you getting just the right amount of height to grab the ledge and get to a place where you're not supposed to go at all. And we're doing one more water bomb jump, which is way easier than what Spar did before, but now he's stuck with that.
but somehow
Somehow,
No, it's the other one. The hardest.
let's go. Oh,
No.
no. The timing is not that easy actually, but the thing he did before was pretty harder. That's a bit too late every time. Come on. You can do it. Let's go, Spara.
but yeah, so while we have some time, the reason why you take more damage in the frost is because in Metroid Fusion, so right before, you get infected by the X, and the only way to save you is to inject you with some Metroid thingy, vaccine or something. And the Metroid hate the cold,
Yeah.
so that explains it. That's also why in the Metroid Fusion, at some point you have blue X's, and since you don't have the suit that protects you from the cold before, they're like, okay, if you shoot them, you're going to die, more or less. Nice continuity.
Spara just forgot how to do water bomb jump. That's unfortunate. That's the last one in the game.
And the screw attack is right here.
Yeah, so close. We
Yeah,
can
it's so
see it.
far.
Oh my god. Focus. Let's do it. I have faith that you can do it. Come on. Oh, that's so close.
Have you done this trick before?
Yeah, yeah. It's actually the hardest part is really the thing in
Morphing
the
back,
water.
yeah.
Yeah. This water bomb jump is just as hard as the first one that he just first tried, and he first tried pretty much every water bomb jump, but here it's
Now this one is bit different.
Oh, really? I don't
Yes.
remember it
You
being
need
different.
to get it very very high.
Okay. Yeah, because maybe the ledge is higher.
The water.
Ah, the water. Okay, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
it was patched. Damn.
Can
Yeah.
maybe
I don't remember it being
Who patched
that
it?
hard, but okay.
No.
So maybe I just misremember. But yeah, it
I
looks hard.
just-
It looks very hard, actually.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, let's go.
No, I did. I forgot to morph just a bit earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
And he got the attaque en vrille.
The famous attaque en vrille that you get in every Metroid game.
That everyone likes.
So the attaque en vrille enables
The
you
attack on re.
actually when you're space jumping, you now have some kind of sparking thing.
Of
so
electricity,
you can
power
see,
thingy.
yeah, exactly. And when you hit an enemy in this state, you just break the enemy. That's as simple
Yeah,
as
it
that.
just kills everything.
No, we can overestimate.
Now
yeah,
we can
yeah,
overestimate.
yeah. And now we can overestimate.
I mean, you've done all the hard tricks.
Yeah,
Right.
but he has to finish the game now.
Yeah, which is not that interesting part, I guess, compared to the tricks.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. Maybe not. Maybe slightly more less interesting in rookie mode because fights are pretty much
Ooh.
trivialized. That's a good movement there. So here we are storing the shine sparks one after another. That's something you can do when you have some kind of
A slope.
Yeah, some kind of slope, upward slope. I don't believe you can do it with downward slopes, but yeah, because you go straight if there is
Yeah.
a downward slope. So yeah. And we're going back to Cataris through the red teleporter.
The foundry.
Now that we have the screw attack, we
Now
can
that we have everything, I want to say, like, what else
No,
do you
no,
get?
no,
Do
there
you
is
get the
the
square bombs?
the gravity suits, the
Gravity
cross
suits,
bombs, the
cross bomb.
power bombs.
We
Maybe
need
we're not. You're not getting the
cross bomb. We still need
wave beam,
need
yeah,
Yeah, so that's 4.
gravity suite,
gravity
and
suit,
power bomb.
power bombs.
Yeah,
so
but I mean, mostly you have everything needed to unlock areas and pathways, because like the
No,
the wave beam, yeah,
the
but
wave beam
but
and
it's
the
only later maybe.
black missile.
Oh yeah, the
Oh yeah,
storm
so swarm
missiles.
missile, swarm missile.
storm,
Storm?
storm.
I thought it was swarm.
It's storm.
I played too much StarCraft.
Sorry, it's storm.
But yeah, you're right. I forgot about
So
all
yeah,
those things.
let's keep going. So here Sparatite is going to actually go upstairs and use the orange teleporter to go back to Gaffrethon, which is usually a teleporter. It's kind of a, I wouldn't say an Easter egg, but it's something you can go pretty early.
Oh, yeah?
Really early you can find it. You can find this teleporter way earlier than you first go to Gaffrethon, because you can climb this room pretty regularly once you have the various suit, maybe the grapple beam.
So why don't we?
And because it just serves no purpose, because it blocks you in some small area of Gaffrethon, and you
Okay.
don't have the items to go
Yeah.
any further. So it's usually used to the main purpose for this teleporter is to get to the I don't remember, that's the radar thing. I don't know how it's
Oh,
called.
yeah.
Scanner.
The scanner. It's a thing
yeah.
where when you hold the right analog, you can just scan the area and find everything that is hidden. So you can find the hidden blocks, the hidden items, the hidden everything. And
I abuse the shit out of that.
yeah, of course,
That
everybody, all the salt from a 2D Metroid game is hiding things around. So
In the
having
blocks.
having some kind of detector like that is very, very powerful. And so if you come there early, you are blocked by this plant because you don't have ice missiles. So you can't do much actually. You're pretty much stuck. And here Spara is charging a Shine Spark to skip this boys
And
thing.
to grab it, yeah.
As I was showing you, otherwise you would have to do the small jumps with the space
Those
jump.
space jumps, yeah.
And we're getting to the green
Another
teleporter.
teleporter.
Once
Holy
again,
moly.
to go to Burinia, to pretty much the central part of Burinia, maybe lower, which is useful to get to the gravity suit. This will enable us going to the lower part of Burinia, whereas the gravity suit is hidden. And yeah, that's a pretty good route. It was found pretty late, actually. It took time for the route to, with the the thing is, the people found lots of tricks
A
along
lot,
the way.
very early, and
Yeah, there were lots of things found very early, and then there were some big things found
Yeah,
on the way.
bit by bit.
And for instance, the early screw attack was found not that early. It was not that late, but it was not that early. So it changed the route drastically, of course. And there are things like that, discoveries that really changed the way the game is played. So here we're using some kind of shortcut.
Oh yeah, I remember that thing.
This is supposed to be some kind of, for instance, you probably don't care, but that's the last item I got in the game, as in my underrun. Those missiles,
Oh,
because
really?
they're all full to get. It's a Shine Spark puzzle. And
Honestly,
it's-
I feel like this one is better than like I can see how it looks, but I don't know where. But at some point where you have to use cross bombs and then a shine
Yeah,
spark
yeah.
and slide and get up.
there
and-
are some nasty puzzles.
Yeah.
But so it enables us going to a place where we actually are supposed to go through other ways, and it's a good shortcut, so we'll use it. And here we grapple the thing so that the block falls and breaks the structure, so we can go through here and get the gravity suit, which gives us
More defense
more defense, free movement in the water, and immunity to.
to the cold.
Exactly.
So now we are unstoppable.
We're pretty much unkillable.
Yeah, I mean, Sparat haven't died yet, so I think he was unkillable already before.
Yeah, yeah, it's just too strong. Yes.
Deathless
the way it
run.
is.
It's flawless. And look how fast you go in the water.
Yeah, that's crazy. And this enables us to actually charging Shine Sparks in water.
Oh yeah.
And you can go up like that. That's very cool. We
And
get the
some
missiles. We climb back
Safety.
there.
Safety missile.
Safety missiles, of course. And we climb here using the
space jump.
space jump exactly.
And
we have a
there's
fight.
two of them
Two
to
of
fight
those
now.
Chozo robots. But with the screw attack and the spamming, it's actually pretty manageable.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Good mashing is better than everything, but you can also finish them with screw attacks if they're a bit.
Can just freaking trade hits with them like.
Yeah, if they don't behave, they can be a pain because sometimes they can jump and go elsewhere.
Yeah.
But you can just jump as well and fall on them with the screw attack, and it gives pretty good damage. Then you start again with some mashing,
I see.
and we go back to the teleporter that brings us back to Gaffrethon, I believe, if I check correctly. That's the green one, I guess.
Yes,
yeah.
it was green.
So we go back to Gaffrethon from where we came first, a few minutes earlier, and we're going to Anubia, I guess. I guess we have done everything we needed, so I think it's Anubia. Maybe. Let me think.
Sparat has a smug face, like, how's I
What
gonna
did
get it?
What did I forget?
Gaffrethon.
What did I forget? Oh no, cross bombs.
Oh yeah,
first.
with a very nice
with
strat
that-
on the boss. You can use Shrine Sparks to just
Awful boss. And very hard to optimize.
yeah, but very nice looking when you do it right.
Yeah.
Which Sparat will, of course.
That was the boss.
Yep, that's done.
No, that's not the boss. That's the boss.
Okay, very nice.
No, that's not the boss. That's the boss.
That's the boss.
No, that looks like a boss. So you can see there is some kind of thing below his legs. I don't know how to say it. Below his belly,
His butt.
his back, his butt,
His
whatever
balls.
you want. You can see this purple thing that you need to eat. So you need to get in the back.
Hit him in
Uh,
in the balls, Sparat. Come on.
You need to either wait for the boss to actually raise his arms so that
Oh.
he
And
exposes. his
It's
weak
actually the
points.
first X boss we see, I think.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's
And
the first
just
boss.
like in Fusion, once you've beaten the boss, there's a X core to break, and with the Shine Spark, you actually kill it.
That's pretty cool.
Does it work in Fusion? I don't think it does. Oh, I don't think you
Shine Spike
can.
damage is pretty simple. Is you do half of the life
Yeah.
or full life.
Okay.
Depending on the enemy,
Depending on-
Spara is saying it's that you either one shot or two shots.
shots,
That,
yeah.
That's 50% or 100%. It doesn't have a fixed value. It
Oh, really?
depends on the
On the enemy.
on the
yeah.
resistance to Shine Spark of the enemy and
Okay.
his max HP, and it just does 50 or 100. That's
Okay,
it.
that's interesting.
And now we go to Hanubia.
And so, what did we get with that boss?
we get the cross bombs, which are some kind of bomberman thingy where you can
But-
drop lots of bombs once in a go, and it enables you to
and
have
it gives you a boost
yeah,
when you're in
you
the
can
mob
get some
ball.
kind of horizontal boost or vertical boost, but it's more for horizontal path
Yeah.
with lots of crumbling blocks along the way. There is a tutorial right after the boss. We didn't comment it, sorry, but maybe you saw it.
You've all seen it
And
because you are paying attention.
you are
to the
paying
stream.
lots of attention. That's very cool. And yeah, it's pretty much the only purpose, on top of actually
Some
adding
puzzles and some items. Yeah.
and adding some damage on Ravenbeak
Yeah.
for optimal strats.
Who is Ravenbeak?
Ravenbeak,
We didn't talk about that fella.
Ravenbeak is the antagonist of the game, is the bad guy, the one who stole our ship, and it's your father. And we're doing a pseudo grapple
Oh,
there.
he actually got it first try.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same principle as a pseudo wave, but you're doing it with the grapple.
And that was Anubia.
And that was a Nubia. That was a very good zone, but we're going to come back later, so that's okay.
Oh, we are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can even see on the map
Spoilers.
the ship is there, so we need to,
We need to go there to get
go
on
there,
the ship.
I
yeah.
guess. But actually, there is a cutscene which we won't see because we skipped all of Adam cutscenes and all,
Of course.
where Ravenbeak is like giving you a phone call and saying, "Hey, come to me to my place, and I will give you a ship if you beat me." So that's that's the thing. He
Yeah.
has the keys to the ship.
Yeah, like,
And he's like,
hey.
I got the keys.
I'm going to put that in the toilet.
That's pretty much the idea. So you have to go in this space fortress, whatever,
Yeah.
to
It's Flying Fortress of Solitude.
We're
but,
going to see lots of flying fortresses with the runs today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah,
are- in
with,
Sonic Mania
with
there is a flying
Sonic.
fortress. In Sonic Clear and Twinkles there's a flying fortress. So lots of flying fortresses. That's the theme of the morning.
Of the day.
Maybe not
in
today. Yeah.
Galaxy as well. I mean, that's only flying
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
in
it's,
Galaxy.
and maybe in Kirby. I don't know Kirby that much. I guess
I
it's a
know
very good game.
everything about Kirby.
Okay.
Okay. But a question about Metroid Dread. I remember, like, we are pretty far into the game right now.
Yeah.
I remember at some point there's a treason. Like, you realize that Adam is not really your friend.
There is no Adam. What are you talking about?
There's no Adam. But at what point do you realize that?
It's
Do we
at
know
the
that
end.
yet, or is
It's
it really
at
at
the
the
end.
end?
It's
Really
at
at
the
the
end.
end.
It's-
You can understand pretty
Pretty soon.
pretty earlier, but
yeah.
the
Yeah.
river is only in the end.
Yeah, actually, Adam was Ravenbeak,
All along.
giving you instructions to. He was actually helping you to find your upgrades so that you get stronger,
Yeah.
so that he can actually steal your power, actually fight you and steal your
At full
power,
strength.
your Metroid DNA, I believe, something like that.
Yeah.
He want to create a big army of
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
soldier.
Exactly. So here is a
Very anecdotic boss.
obnoxious boss when you do it casually, but here it's completely
Free.
trivialized.
Thanks to the screw attack.
Thanks to Shine Spark plus Screw Attack, yeah. But otherwise, it's a very, very painful boss, so this strat is just so cool.
So easy.
So easy.
And we got the swarm missile.
the Storm
Storm
Missiles.
Swamp missile.
God damn it.
Swamp missile.
So the Swarm Missiles goes with the Attack en
you.
vrille, and
Yes.
you can and yeah, you can use it to. You can hold the missile the missile button and change and turn the
Release five.
direction to aim to
Yeah.
directions and lock several things before releasing and
Several targets.
and send them all at once. We will see what
It's
happens
mostly
there.
used for puzzles like there, and also against Ravenbeak, I think.
Enemies as well. Big enemies
Yeah.
are actually the thing is once you know that mashing is that powerful, it's rarely useful to
Yeah.
actually use storm missiles, but it's one of your most powerful combat options. To
Oh,
be
yeah?
honest, yeah. It sends lots of missiles very quickly, so it's very powerful, and we'll see how Spara goes with those ones. But I guess he's gonna mash.
The mashing machine.
So one of the fastest mashers in the planet.
Without a turbo controller, of course.
Yeah, Spara meshes at something like 30 FPS, 30 hertz.
120. Like, I mean, can you see how many projectile we see? All right, that was
That was
the
shows a robot fight.
bosses.
No, we don't care. It's a mini boss. So
Yeah, I mean, you're just trading hits at this point.
and so this is where the gravity suit is actually needed because this section would be too long to do without gravity suit since it's the cold damage works just as heat
Fire
damage,
and
but
it's
more
exponential.
powerful, so it's exponential as you were saying. And yeah, this is too long. You would take so much damage. there.
Uh-oh.
And actually,
Spara missed one.
There was some trick before that enabled actually skipping the gravity suit, which was called the invisibility glitch,
Yeah.
which is some kind of weird glitch, a very game-breaking glitch that basically made you invincible throughout the whole run. So you just could swim in the cold and not get a single.
Not the whole one.
Not the whole run. but
Just you don't need to enter a new enemy zone.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it although like really breaking lots of stuff. So
I love
Hello.
how you killed the core unit with just one screw attack.
so yeah, the thing is those core units don't get stronger
Oh yeah,
as you go in
they're,
the game.
they're all
Yeah,
the
they're
same.
pretty much all the same. So the more you go in the game, the more you just destroy them. And there is actually a puzzle.
Also,
with
yeah,
that.
this Amy is a little bit specific, I want to say, like in the way you deal with it. You
It's
have to like run away from it bit by bit with a, I don't know, like
Yeah.
it feels very different than the others.
Yeah, there is a first section where if you are not speedrunner, you have to actually run from it
Yeah.
by breaking different obstacles, like pushing the block we just saw, destroying those blocks. But the thing is, Spara knows the game, and you just
Alright,
can
alright,
break
alright.
the ceiling, right? Yeah, easy. First try every time.
Really easy.
And
Alright.
goodbye.
That
Very
was
nice.
close.
Yeah.
Oh, easy.
I forgot to put the bomb.
It felt kind of close, honestly.
Easy.
That's why I was rushed. I rushed.
You had the space to just go back. That's okay.
You had it. And so Samus again, like, you good, bro? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
bro.
okay. I'm
Alright
taking your
then.
power then. And so it
And we
gives
got
us
the rayon à ondes.
the rayon à ondes, the
Ah.
famous wave beam,
Microwave.
which just
The microwave.
it gives us the ability to heat food, and no, it just gives
And just
Yeah.
shoot through walls.
you can shoot through walls. That's pretty much useless, except at very
Ex-
specific points.
And except if you are playing Counter-Strike competitively, you can just shoot through walls.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And break those purple
Those wave doors, yeah.
purple locks thingies.
And so we can go back to Anubia where there was a
Oh
wave.
yeah, there is a ship on the map.
Yeah, there is a small ship on the map. You never noticed that?
I did when I played, but
Back
I
in
guess
the day.
right. I mean, it was so long ago. It was.
When I was young.
Wait. The game
Um,
isn't even 1 years old
It's like
actually.
Yeah.
8 months ago.
Yeah, 8 months ago.
That's very...
It feels like much longer than that somehow. But yeah, I mean, only 8
Ça
months.
fait
I guess.
réfléchir. So,
Ça dégoûte.
let's go. We are back in Anubia because there was a purple wave door, so we couldn't get through. But now we have the wave beam,
And
so
now
we
we
can
have.
get through. So we didn't explain it, but supposedly, since Spara did a grapple, pseudo wave grapple, he wasn't supposed to go through here, so he was supposed to go back to Gaffrethon and then go to Firinia through the main door to do the whole turn and then exit through that path. But this skip is cool.
And there we're gonna meet the red Emmy
The red Chozo Warrior, which is kind
and
of
the red Chozo Warrior. So
is the most laggy fight in the game just because there is fog in the background.
oh really?
Yeah. The developers didn't really optimize that fight. Otherwise, the game runs at a very smooth 60 FPS throughout the whole game. But this one is a problematic fight. But it's not that long, so
Yeah.
that's okay. But it's kind of it's an
And so
Half Femi,
something
half,
is something is different because before we used the beam to kill them, but now we're just grabbing him.
yeah we're
And
just
what happened with the red Emmy?
we're just draining
Energy from them.
Okay, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you okay?
Again.
No.
I don't
So
remember.
many, bro.
I don't remember the exact explanation for that. But I remember
Well,
at the end of the
so
game.
So
you-
far, we don't really know. We just know that for some reason, Samus drains energy, which is what happened
Samus-
with
yeah.
every Emmy.
So I start to notice something.
Yeah, she's like,
the-
"Hmm,
But
there
something's
is a
different."
change. Yeah.
You need to watch the cinematic. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And so in that cutscene, the red Emmy actually grabbed us, but you don't even need to parry. It's
Yeah.
automatically done because it's in the story that you have some ultra instinct reflex like, and you just grab the thing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The way they, you feel like you're losing control of Samus somehow. She's becoming, I wouldn't say a monster, but she's not controlling everything. And
Yeah.
and that's
Sometimes she goes berserk.
yeah, that's a pretty cool feeling to see that. Okay, Samus is powerful, but this might
This might
have
be too much.
some kind of a price to
Yeah.
pay. And that's a pretty good twist on the usual formula where you're super powerful, but there's just no reason. So here we are transforming, we are returning into Morph Ball before doing a Shine Spark.
To
Before-
avoid the cutscene.
Yeah, because there is a small swaggy
Cinematic,
swaggy
like
cinematic, like
cool angle.
You see the cool angle where Samus is doing the Shine Spark. But we don't want that, that's slow,
Yeah, it's
so
kinda slower.
it just turned into Morph Ball, and the game doesn't do the cinematic because it didn't expect you to do Morph Ball there.
Yeah. Also, so this is the last Chozo Warrior, I think, the golden one.
Yeah, that's the golden one.
Just like the red one, he has a shield for the first phase. But,
That's the most powerful of all the Chozo Warriors, and yeah, it's a pain.
but thankfully, with good mashing,
But a good mashing with wave beam,
I
plasma beam.
am so
everything.
bad at mashing that killing that guy took
if you
me
mash and
ages.
use some missile,
Yeah.
you can skip the counter moment.
Oh really?
Like I did.
Well, nice one. And
Very good,
so,
don't-
what did we get with the red Amy? We got
Power bombs,
power bombs,
which break everything on the screen.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much useless since we are at the end of the game.
yeah.
And we're going to
I
interrush.
I feel like you often got power bomb very late. In Fusion, it was like in the mid game. I
In
want to
Super
say.
Metroid, it was in the mid game also.
Yeah. In
It's
Prime,
pretty much in the
it's-
mid game
Yeah,
usually.
usually.
It's what starts. It's the turning point very often where you start to be very powerful. But
Yeah.
that's usually the mid game so that you can enjoy it for quite some time. But there in Dread, it's pretty weird because you get them very late, but you feel very powerful before the power bomb. So
Before the
that's
power bomb,
not
yeah.
really a problem. But it feels kind of sad that you can't exploit them a bit more.
Yeah, and I mean, when you do 100%, you get 15
Yeah.
power bombs. I
But-
think you're never gonna use 15.
That's pretty. And actually, they have a use for Ravenbeak, but
yeah,
it's not that obvious. And I didn't know it when I did
I
it casually.
didn't know it
Ye-
as well.
so,
I had to look it up online. Like, what am I supposed to do with that sun attack? And
Yeah, I just had to tank it personally, so that was horrible. It was a horrible fight. But when you know the keys of the fight, it becomes easier.
Yeah, it gets
So
easier.
there's the first phase of Ravenbeak. So he's in a red. He has a red shining aura. So we have to wait. He's actually pretty much invincible. We have to wait for him to do an attack where he exposes himself. So just like this one, where we could do a counter and damage him a little bit. And here he's going to actually do a counter. Let's go. And we can actually mash, and it should break. Yeah,
Okay, so this is the end of the first phase. Now he has wings.
because why not?
I mean, he's a raven,
Yeah,
right?
and he has a beak, so that's pretty cool. And so, so here, Spara is doing a very cool thing.
Yeah.
You have to do a melee attack and just crouching at the same time. And when he starts doing that, and actually Ravenbeak
He's
is
never
aiming above you.
Gonna hit you.
And there is a very nice story about this trick because it was found by not by a speedrunner at all. It's someone on Reddit who say, "Hey, I found this while playing the game. You probably already know this,
yeah, but nobody knew about that.
I don't know.
So,
Maybe
like,
it could be useful." And
Yo.
like everyone was, "What?" Especially since people were doing. It was at the very beginning of the game, and people were trying to do low percent runs,
Yeah.
where they were not taking any expansion of health of the missiles or anything. So it was
it
the
was
hardest
very,
fight.
very
And
interesting.
it changed the whole game because
course.
Ravenbeak was such
So difficult.
a
yeah.
hard boss.
So
and
this is the sun attack. You need to use a power bomb to break it, and you get some missiles and
yeah,
health.
and if you don't know that, well, you're pretty much fucked. And you have to manage a sun that just
You're just
throw
getting
projectiles at
hit a
you,
lot.
and that's so hard. So we can see that Spara is using periodically cross bombs there because it does quite a bunch of damage on top of the ice missiles, and it doesn't take time. You just have to do very quickly morph morph cross bombs and morph, and that's very smooth in the pattern of attacks. And
there, Samus tried to drain Ravenbeak, but it didn't really work, I think. He's like something like, you really think you can outpower me or something?
We just destroyed Ravenbeak anyway, so where's the point?
But then what's happening right
the
there?
cross bomb is different.
Yeah.
And that's the most powerful weapon.
And there, Samus looks a little bit different, and Ravenbeak as well. So he got hit by an X parasite.
And we have the Metroid suit, which is very cool. And so here, the best option is just to wait, because otherwise we're going to shoot a big laser, and if we shoot it too early, it will slow down Kraid, the super Kraid. So it will be slower. Whereas if we wait, it will slow him down for a smaller amount. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
But if we wait too much, he's just gonna eat us, and
then you die.
You die and you restart.
And the infamous escape.
Of course. What would be a Metroid game without an escape?
Really. And like that beam is like way too powerful. Like you just destroy everything. Which reminds me, you know, when I played that game casually, I died to the second phase, well, the last part of Ravenbeak, because I didn't understand what I was supposed to do. I was like mashing button and nothing happened, but you are supposed to hold.
I did as well.
And they was like,
and I was like,
what's
no,
happening?
you're not going to make me do Ravenbeak again, right?
Yeah, and
no,
luckily they don't.
The game is nice.
This game has a bunch of checkpoints. We didn't see any of them because Spara is a gamer and he didn't die a single time.
A real gamer.
A true gamer.
A true gamer.
True gamer. But yeah, compared to like the previous 2D Metroid games where you needed to save manually, it's
yeah, it's way more modern in many aspects, and that's a good thing. I mean, because it's not fun when you die and you just didn't save at the
and you have to redo the last 3 hours of the game.
And it's better this way.
Yeah, definitely.
And it also permits the developer to do harder bosses because they are not fearing that the player missed a save station or something.
Definitely.
So
also, I think time is coming up.
That's a time.
And that's time.
Well played.
1:37. So we are way below estimate, actually.
And he was saying, "Oh no, I'm going to overestimate."
No. Yeah, I'm going to overestimate.
And he missed like the water bomb jump for at least 1 hour, I think. And in the end, he ends
at least
like
15 minutes.
13 minutes earlier. So
and that's good.
So yeah, good job.
So what happened in the last cutscene? You actually have an egg that saves you, which is kind of lame. I would have preferred like an open ending, like you see you with the Metroid suit in the ship. You can enter the ship. You can enter the ship. The camera is in the distance. Everything explodes, and what happened?
We're not
to
sure
be continued.
Ravenbeak is dead.
Oh yeah.
Because you need to watch the background in the end during the explosion. Some ships are not here, so we don't know if he escaped.
Maybe
Boom.
In Metroid 6.
Like in every good
15
Metroid
years
game.
ago. In 15 years.
I don't know why, but every time Samus lands on the planet,
it explodes at
the end. So it's not a good idea. I hope Samus never lands on the Earth, on planet Earth, because otherwise we're pretty much doomed.
Oh, Samus, no!
No, go away, go away.
No, go.
We don't like you. So, what was the IGT? Because IGT is complete bullshit in this game.
1:48.
À bientôt pour une nouvelle mission.
See you soon.
1 more minute than my TV.
Yeah, that's cool.
Alright, well that was a pretty solid run. 9% of
collected
objects.
items, yeah.
More than usual.
0 game over, 0 saves.
26 bosses.
1 more bosses
440
than
damage.
usual.
That was pretty cool.
Alright, that was a very
How
good
do you
run.
feel about this run? Was it good?
It was okay run.
Okay.
It was on okay run, alright. Do you have any shoutouts, anything to add before we go back to setup?
Like yesterday, shout out to my mom.
Shoutouts to mom.
Oh,
You are not here, but...
that's so nice. Okay,
Alright, then we'll just go back to the setup, and I actually have the mouse right here, so I will do it myself. And
What a gamer.
We'll see you guys back in a few minutes.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
march into the past. The moments pass, just like that, they're gone. The river always finds the sea, so helplessly, like you find me. We are paper bowls floating on a stream, and it would seem we'll never be apart. I will always find you, like it's written in the stars. You can run, but you can't hide. Try like the moon.